Good morning, friends. This is Merly, and welcome to Gardening in Kentucky's Saturday Garden Walkthrough. So, it's our first garden walkthrough in the month of July. Date is July 5th. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Yesterday has been very busy, a very busy day for me. Okay, so we're gonna start in here. I just got done harvesting cucumbers and some Benary's giant zinnias. Look at these zinnias, guys. They're so pretty. Look at that. And they're so big. So we're making bouquets for the weekend. Um, so we skipped one Saturday for the walkthrough because there was really nothing new to show you since we had a lot of rain, and then after that over a week of heat wave, and then rain again, and the garden was just a mess. So we had to do some work. Um, Still a lot of things to do, but I think the garden now is more presentable. So I'm gonna show you this part in here because I have a couple of things I want to share with you. These are the Benary's giant zinnias that we planted in April, and then we have this one row right there. And this is our harvest for today. I dropped some in the ground because they're not that good. I am fighting Japanese beetles. These beetles are just really bad. So I'm gonna show you this little bucket here. Look at that, there's so many of them. Yeah, dead. It's just soap solution that I have in here, but they have been devastating a lot of our crops, and we do not spray strong chemical compounds, so we just do use soap solution. And then in addition to that, squirrels, because there are so many squirrels in here, they've been taking a bite on the stems of our plants, not only the zinnias. So that's why they have fallen over, and then I finally lost one plant right there, but that's okay. We're just going to replace that. But yeah, that's what I did. It looks so nasty because this one has been in here for like 3 days. But what I did was I wear gloves because I don't like touching this June bugs. I grab them and they're so quick. Like whenever they feel, they probably like realize that I try to pick them up, they just fly away, and they're so quick. So I try to be sneaky to like quickly grab all of these beetles from the leaves, or sometimes they're in the flowers. Like they're killing off the harvest that we could have gotten from the roses, because as soon as the roses opens, they go on top of them. They did not do that much damage on the zinnias. With the zinnias, they attack the leaves, like you see this. But then I stay in this area more often because I want more zinnias this time of the year. So that's why we keep these bugs under control. We still have some flowers right here that I did not pick. I might just cut them off because it's nice to deadhead the plant, so they will bloom some more. So with the zinnias, the more you cut, the more they produce. So showing you this rose, June bearing strawberries. You see there's like a lot of browning. Couple of nights ago I was in here until 11:30 in the evening weed eating. uh, Refuel the weed eater twice, and then I ended up here. So that's why you see a lot of grass. But yeah, I mean, it looks nicer in here. We just need to lay another strip of fabric on this side, and then the strawberries, we'll see here, even the strawberries got a lot of these Japanese beetles because they are everywhere. So yeah, this, but I mean, we don't expect anything happening with the strawberries right now. Um, our celery plants are doing okay. We've been harvesting from them. But then it turned out that people don't really like much the bunches of celery. They say strawberry. Celery, I mean, these. The celery, because we had over a week of heat wave and also they kind of suffered. You see some dead leaves in here. We lost a lot of the cauliflowers. So you see all of those dead plants. Thought I wanted to show you that. Now this, I think you're supposed like to tie this or something to blanch it. Um, I thought it was self-blanching, but it turns out that the cauliflower is not. I mean, that is edible, just not the white cauliflower that you see at the stores. Um, Apparently there's some issues with some of the celery because of the curling of the leaves. But I'm not a master of growing celery, so I don't really know what's going on. The others look normal. There. This one is a slightly bigger head of cauliflower. Yeah, I didn't blanch them. I plan on just cutting all of these cauliflowers and then replace them with something like this. Look at that. Oh, this one is big. It's brown though. So I don't even know what's the deal with that. Oh, okay. This one is good size. Or maybe it's just a purple cauliflower. I have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, celery and cauliflower. And then that next row, we have lost a lot of our first batch of red juice tomatoes from the rain and the flood. But we have harvested a lot from this row already. So it is time to replant. I can still get another crop of red juice tomatoes. I mean, it's only early July, so, and my last frost is around mid-October. Sometimes we get frost like end of September, but sometimes we get lucky and we get frost in October. So I'm hoping for that. But here you can see very nice tomatoes. Yeah. We have, I've noticed just a few of them splitting, but even with the rain that we got, our red juice tomatoes are really nice. Look at this. See how big is this? This one is probably over a pound. Guess that is a 1 pounder usually. And you see all these leaves. Yeah, we got some blight in many of our tomatoes, but that is normal after the rain and then everything during this time of the year, that is expected. And red juice tomatoes are a determinate variety, so yeah, they're ready to go. Our Aristotle bell peppers, I need to harvest some because we ran out of bell peppers. Now I made a mistake on some of this because there were a lot of like big weeds that grew in the holes together with the peppers. I should just have cut them, but I pulled them off the ground, which disturbed the roots of the peppers. And so I lost a lot of bell peppers. Yeah, probably lost around 30 of them. So I will see if I can replant them, but we actually have some good size bell peppers right here. Yeah, this, because I'm going to harvest the biggest ones here in a little bit. Wash it. Oh, this one is starting to turn actually. Yeah, we have a lot. It's sad that like some of the plants that we lost, they also have fruits already. Now because it's been so hot and this plant does not have a lot of leaves, so we have this problem as well. This is called sun scald. It's just it got burned from the heat of the sun. But as soon as these pepper plants make more leaves, the leaves should shade the fruit so that we don't get this sun scald anymore. That's another bell pepper that we lost. A lot of these ones in here, the new ones, yeah, the small ones, they died from the flood. Look at this. It's a shame. This area here, I lost all of the flavor burst, so no more yellow bell peppers. If I can get some good seedlings, I probably will plant some more. But to see all of this in here, fixing to pull the cabbages. The cabbages did not do good. I know all of this, look at all of this grass. They're just growing so quick. And we also lost a lot of our squash and zucchini from the flood. Apparently they don't like having wet feet. But that's okay. So this weekend we're gonna have to pull our zucchinis. The zucchinis, we have a few of them. Let's get this. Yeah, good size here. Now this one, the black tubing you see, that's for the irrigation, because I'm not yet done installing the irrigation lines in some of the areas in the garden. Let's get this while I'm still here. Usually I use a knife to harvest my squash and zucchini, but I don't have one right now. So yeah, and then the squash row, we actually have some heads already. Look at that. But I just don't think this is gonna be a good crop of cabbage, especially that it's already very hot. So this will all be replaced with tomatoes. And then our second planting of tomatoes here. Reduce in this row. We need more ties because we got some of them have fallen over, but look at this. Actually, we're getting some good tomatoes from this row as well. It's just that one got too heavy. So these are just all reduced. And then let's move over to the next row. This is interesting. I have not seen people in my area harvesting or like selling Roma tomatoes. We get plenty of Roma tomatoes. So what I need to do in here is remove all of these dead leaves that were affected by blight. But our Romas have put out a lot of nice fruit. Look at that. It's really cool. I make sure they get access to enough nutrients. Look at this. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a little bit of the blossom end rot. Yeah, this is one of the problems with Roma tomatoes. Look at that. Because it has been raining and flooding, this is a problem. The plant was not able to absorb calcium from the ground. But there should be enough calcium in here because I use master blend for these plants. So I put master blend for the tomatoes, master blend, Epsom salt, and calcium nitrate. So they should have enough nutrients, like whatever nutrients they need to grow. Oh, that's okay. That's kind of sad, but the chickens will enjoy this rotten tomatoes. Okay, so let's just check in here. See that big problem right there? Now this, let's take a look at our brandy wines. We already have one big brandy wine in here. Okay, it's starting to get hot, guys. Okay, so more of the brandy wines. These are the brandy wine red. I know we have brandy wine pink somewhere. These are Amish paste. Yeah, Amish paste, they tend to grow taller. Look at that, and they have fallen over because I didn't put enough string in here. So this is one of the things I need to do today. But I like Amish paste. Amish paste is one of my favorite paste tomatoes. I like Amish paste. I like Roma. Okay, so this is another row of, oh, wait a minute. This is California. Oh, California. I was gonna say California Wonder, but that's pepper. Okay, Carolina Gold. It looks like they don't like. I should have put them over there, and in the like high, more elevated area. They don't like it in here because they usually get flooded. That's okay. I actually like Carolina Gold. They're sweet and juicy yellow tomatoes. Now here comes our Jet Star. I finally got my first Jet Star harvest. Not from these plants, but from the plant over there in the old garden. And then guys, look at this. You probably have seen this part of the garden before. It looks very different now because it looks prettier. Look at that. So if I can move this way so I can show you more of it. So our sunken container cucumbers is showing that this is really a good setup. Look at that. Most of these are single vines, and this, okay, so that's only like a cattle panel trellis. And so I was thinking of doing like a drop and what's that, something drop and lean or something. But what I did was, so you see here, so that's the plant, and there's a hole in this container so the roots go through into the ground. So it gets nutrients and water from the ground. The medium in the pot is just a regular potting mix. And then I have this vine clips in the setup. And so, yeah, I cut all of the other vines that grew from this main vine. So that's, and then when it came to the top, like it was falling over, I just made it go down. So now the tip is here. So I clipped it again so it will just go through this. And then once it gets down here in the bottom, I will make it go back up. So it will just go in circles in this area. So anyway, that's the plan. It will not be crowded because I will clip the leaves off. So this will be clear, and then the vines will just go around down, and then it will go back up until it dies in the fall. So same thing with the others, and I have been harvesting a lot. Look at this. See, we have a lot of cucumbers, and I like this better than my setup last year. Last year I planted in here, they were planted in the ground, but we have lost so much cucumbers because whenever it rains, it gets flooded in this area, plus the animals will come in here and they will bite the stem or the vines like in the soil level and then kill off the plants. But with this, they're not very much interested because the vines are inside the pot. So it provides protection. Now this, if you look at this, and like if you don't, oh, look at that bee. Oh, little bee. Oh, okay, I kind of disturbed it. Anyway, so that's the end of that plant. So I'm gonna make that go in here. If I have a vine clip, I can do it now, but I'm not sure if I probably won't be able to do it one-handed, so I'll do that later. So basically the what's this called, the tendrils, you can just cut this. So I just pull this because it's already grabbing onto the trellis. I cut these tendrils and then I just clip the vine in the trellis. That's what I do. See, if you look at this, The tendrils are not even grabbing on to the trellis because I've been pulling them. And then finally, our eggplants. Look at that. First batch of eggplants, and I thought I was gonna lose them sometime in April. That's when these were planted. No harvest yet, but we have a lot of blooms already, so that is good. I terminated that first. See, I cut them. Um, the first batch, but this, because the plant is big enough. Now this, see that, and because it's very hot already, the eggplants love it, and they will just like grow. They'll go wild now. Second batch of eggplants we planted, we have that first one. I can't remember the variety because I bought the seedlings from an Amish farm, but here I have Black Beauty and like the orient uh, oriental eggplant or something. It's kind of like Japanese eggplant. Okay, moving on. More zinnias right here. No more flowers because I've already harvested them. Another row of red juice tomatoes, and notice that we don't have a trellis here. It's because every time I try to go and get a trellis, I get so busy, and then I ended up not getting a trellis because I want them to be all uniform and I want them to be this material. But I might just settle with something different because I can only get this in one place, and it is like an hour and a half away from me. But whenever I go on a trip over there, my van is always full of other things I buy from the farms over there. So I can't get room to load up this stuff. But anyway, we'll figure it out. More red juice tomatoes. This year is not a good year for banana peppers for me. Last year, my banana peppers were just exploding, including the jalapenos and the cayenne. This year, I don't think it's a pepper year for me. I'm still trying to figure out. It looks like it's a cucumber year for me, and zinnias. Even the okras are a little bit late. Now the okras like the heat. These are I'll show you the difference between the transplanted okras and the direct seeded okras. Because really, if you plant okras very early in the season when it's still cold, they will not do anything. That's what happened with this like 11 plants in here. These okras have been producing already, but of course they're so small. So the okras that they make are so tiny. Um, but then here, and look at the leaves. But also, I'm not sure if that's a different kind of okra. I mean, it looks, but this is a direct seeded one, and look at that. They're more healthy. But I got 2 or 3 in each hole. So later, I'm gonna decide which one to get rid of. At this point, I cannot pull the okra, the extra okra plant, because it's going to kill the other. So the only way to remove this is to clip one of them. Yeah, I have to sacrifice one of them. So I need to decide like which one to keep and which one to let go. For some of them, it's easier. You know, usually you would just remove the smaller plant. But like the others have same size of plants. Like if you look at this, so which one would you choose? Actually, there are 3. Oh, look at that. It's a bug. Okay. So actually, there are 3 plants in here. So I don't know. I might just get these 2, cut them off. Same thing with the others. Okay, so that's our okra row. And again, this was the Beacon sweet banana peppers. Yeah, I feel like I'm not lucky with peppers this year because even when I started in early spring when I seeded them, there was one batch, one tray of Beacon banana peppers, and it's not my first time to grow it. Only 1 seed germinated out of the 50 seeds. It was crazy. Anyway, Kentucky Wonder Pole beans. in here. We have lost a lot because of the, again, rain is the culprit. Lots of rain, and the seeds just rot. Now those are the ones that got lucky enough to grow. But yeah, it looks nice in here. Okay. I like walking in here now because we've already mowed the yard, the grass. Yesterday, my husband mowed the yard like twice, um, because they've gotten so thick and tall. So I finally have a wide path in here. They were taking over, the grass was taking over the path as well. But here is our cattle panel trellis. I'm very excited for this because look at this, guys. Look at how big this cantaloupe is. See? Very early cantaloupe in Kentucky. It's not quite ready yet. It looks like now the tendril has started turning brown. But yeah, that's a good one. And then look at all of these strawberries. Ever-bearing strawberries that I'm propagating, they have exploded. So going back to the Aphrodite cantaloupe, we get a couple big ones here. And then I used to clip them with these vine clips. Same thing I use for the tomatoes and cucumbers and for the cantaloupe. But whenever they reach on the top, I'm just gonna let them go crazy up there. Um, we get another fruit. We get another fruit here. And here's another one. So that's really nice. But you can tell the difference between like the size of the fruit. These were all planted at the same time. Now this side is the side where I did composting of the pumpkins. So the soil on that side is really nice. And then I've been working in this area because this one was already full of weeds except for the covered part. Um, we usually just come here and like grab a few pieces of blackberries, but yeah, we let some of them drop in the ground. That's okay. There's still some in the vines, but look at the damage that was done by the June bugs. And they're right there. Yeah, I'll take care of them here in a little bit. New plantings that we have. If you remember, these two rows or these two beds were broccoli beds. So I terminated all of the broccoli. I tried to save the side shoots for eating, but they were not that good anymore since it's already too hot. So I just replaced them, and look at what I did here. These are called ghost peppers. Yeah, hot, spicy. And then we have cayenne. I think they're purple cayenne peppers in there. And I can't remember what's the other one. But these are all hot peppers. Yeah, in this area of the garden, it's going to be all hot peppers. Um, I still have the Swiss chard. They were also eaten by bugs, so I kind of like removed most of the leaves, and that's what we have right now. They look so pretty actually. Again, planting of blackberries. Same thing happened with our cauliflower here, but our cauliflower in this area is actually much worse. Still haven't planted in those, but they should be ready by now. Just because whenever the ground was so wet and the grass was so high, like this is some of the grass that remained that I didn't get with the weed eater because they're so close to the blackberry plant. But like, yeah, the weeds were this tall already. They're taller than my plants. So when you see here where I cut them off, the stevia survived. The sage in here died because of the weeds, so I just run the weed eater in this area to create the path. And then we got our basil. They've bolted already. Our celery in here. Oh, look at this. There's one Benary's giant zinnia in this area. It looks so nice. This is long beans, oriental long beans. We have a Jetstar tomato right here. This is the plant where I got the first harvest of Jetstar. Let's go over here on the other side. I got some more seedlings down in the ground that I need to plant. So, and then we get Swiss chard here. And finally, because it's warm enough, our string beans or snake beans have grown already. Look at that. And that's really nice. Um, yeah, more of the snake beans in this area alternated with the Swiss chard. And then here is another Jetstar tomato. We have a couple of ripe Jetstar tomatoes down there, which is good. Yeah, this, I need to redo the tower because I need to find a way to put an irrigation line. Now that it's very hot already, this easily dries up. That's the problem with this Dollar Tree stackable planter. Because it's so tiny, it gets too hot. Okay. And these are our composting chickens. Now it looks so messy in there, but these are the extra produce that are not very good and like we couldn't sell at a produce stand. We throw them in here, the chickens eat them, and then they just, do the composting for me. We don't sell the chickens, we don't sell the eggs from these chickens. Um, we eat them or they eat them. Yeah, they eat their own eggs. That's okay because I don't really have time to do chicken stuff right now. But yeah, look at this one, guys. I know like we got a lot of grapes in here, but oh my goodness, look at all of the leaves. Yeah. Also, I did not spray anything to the grapes. But later, well, I need to come back. I came here like one night and got some, like I got this soap solution. Okay, green, unripe grapes don't taste good. They're sour. I just want to try it. Okay, look at this asparagus. These asparagus plants. They're so crazy. Now they're so big. I lost my path in that area. And then my circular bed in the middle that's full of cilantro. And the cilantros have died. This is oregano. I finally reclaimed my little path between the raised bed and the oregano. Right here, there are so many tubings in that area, so I did not use my weed eater in there because I don't want to hit the tubes. Here we got our garlic. They're almost ready. You can see that they have turned. And I did one round of removing the scapes. These are the scapes. I didn't go to this area because of the weeds. But yeah, you're supposed to remove the scape. You're supposed to cut it. I probably, okay, I snipped it there. But before the scapes uh, turn straight like this, you can remove it and you can eat it. Now this time the top is still, now the straight like stem, you can't eat that. But if this top is still soft like this, that can still be eaten. Next is our bitter melon. I planted 3 in here and then an animal came and bit the vine. See that? It was cut from the very bottom. Now I planted a new one. There's a small one right there. I hope it will survive. But then I put grass around it. Some cut grass. Hopefully the animals will not come and eat it again. I mean, this one has survived and this one's already big. I don't need that much bitter melon anyway, so I'm good. That's the one of the areas that will need to be cleaned. And these beds are ready to go. There are, look at that. That's onions. And these are onions too. So we need to pull that. This already cleaned this, but we kind of let the grass grow because we didn't finish it. But I'm so glad that this area, I got my path back. It's just, gardening is a lot of work. And then that's clear now. And that area is clear. So we have good access to the raised beds in here. And this bed is ready. We just need to throw in some compost and fertilizer, slow release fertilizer. And then this is where we planted turnips. I harvested some volunteer potatoes. They're really good. But when I harvested them, the ground was still a little bit wet. And our soil here is clay. This has been amended. I even put like some organic materials underneath. So it has gotten better, but still when it rains, you can't plant anything. So now that it's dry, we can run a cultivator in this raised bed to get it planted. I thought I knew what to plant in here, but I can't remember. Now this is the new spot for my squash. Because of the squash bugs, we'll be planting a few yellow squash and zucchini in this raised bed. Because like when school starts, I wouldn't be able to go get some supplies from the Amish farms very often. So we're gonna have to harvest our own, so we'll have enough supply for the store. And the plan is to put an enclosure around our squash and zucchini and hand pollinate them. So that's the purpose of this. We already have the net to go over the arch. And then we have some of the seedlings in here. Those are lemongrass. And then, yeah, our roses are still in here. Look at this. They're so tiny, probably because I need to put them in the ground. But, I mean, they're still, we did a good job in keeping the roses alive. Let's see. So this is what they do. That's why I can't get a harvest from the roses, because as soon as it opens, they're in there. Same thing with this big one. Oh, I was actually able to get one beautiful flower. And then that's clear in there, so we can access the plants. And then this is the other gray plant that we have. It has some fruit, but I don't even know if that's turning or that's rotten. Or maybe it's turning purple. I don't know. Yeah, so that's what we have in here, guys. So hopefully next time we have our garden update, we can show you more stuff, some new stuff, because we are determined to clean this area of the garden today. All right, guys, that's gonna be all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next live stream. Hopefully we'll have time next Saturday. Bye and have a blessed day. Happy gardening.